I work for a trade union running a health arm of the trade union, providing healthcare to blue-collared workers, focusing on HIV and TB.
I am the admin supervisor. I have staff reporting to me. We are a distribution depot, so we have a lot of drivers. We get about 75 staff on the road. So yes, you got to be a person in control, in charge. When it comes to drivers, they will always try and push their luck. So you got to always be the firm one. You got to learn to say no. You can't be a yes man in this job. I also do the procurement for the company, which means the buying for the depot. I have the buying power. I have controls of the stocks. So you got to be a really stern person to be in that position.
I am certainly not frightened of anger. I explode quickly. I wouldn't say I explode quickly. It actually takes a while for me to explode. But when I do, I explode and it's express my anger. I have staff that call me volatile, but they also know it takes a while to get to that volatility level. But within minutes, if not seconds, it's over.
It's difficult being an Enneagram 8 because you lose it very quick. But it's positive because I don't get upset for things that are right. I get upset for things that are wrong. When I give an instruction, for example, to my staff or to my direct reportees, I'm very clear of what I want. And when you don't get it, you lose it.
Certainly got a drive for self-achievement. And with that self-achievement, I try and within the people, with my staff, I certainly try and motivate them in trying to achieve a common goal. I certainly think I've been quite successful at it. I have a low staff turnover, and I think my motivation with the compassionate side in terms of the social justice addresses issues at work proactively and aggressively, without it being in a sort of dictatorial, mandatory type manner.
I'm going to give you a story about a personal, very, very personal situation in my life. But just to explain that no matter how close it is, the person to your heart is, or how far away, at that time, being an 8, when you snap, you realize way later. I was in Johannesburg in 2002 on a course for another company, and my dad passed away. That was in Durban and I was in Johannesburg. I got a call that morning at 2:30, got on a plane that morning at 6, came to Durban, never shed a tear, got home, mom was crying, didn't say anything to her, got to the mortuary, saw the body, got to the undertakers, got everything sorted out. Funeral was the next day, never shed a tear, normal behavior. 2 days later is when you crash. But at end, when something happens, you can take control of the situation. It didn't affect me at that time. There was over 2,000 people at the funeral, but 2 days later is when my emotional state set in.
I think even in my personal relationships, I don't like to be seen to be weak, and certainly not in a work environment.
I make sure my day is full. I don't leave a space where I'm going to sit and think I'm alone. No. There's always something to do and something to be done, so I get out there and do it. There's a lot of positive about being an 8. For one, you don't rely or depend on anybody else. There is no situation too big for you. You can always get in there and get it done. You're not intimidated by others. You can be the CEO of the company, and if I have to ask you a question, I'll come up to you and I'll ask it to you. I don't need a backing for everything I do. It doesn't matter what the meeting is, what the conference is. If I have something to say, I will voice my opinion. You always learn as an 8 to depend on yourself. You have your ups and downs where you later on think, I could have hurt that person's feelings, but at the end of the day, that person has accomplished what you wanted them to. and they also feel good about themselves, but they will not come and tell you because they're too afraid.